Good evening everyone, and happy Christmas, and welcome to this Christmassy Sporting Memories little quiz we've got for you. So you've guessed the theme probably. It's got to be Christmas, hasn't it? Well, I'm going to actually base it on sport at Christmas, which will include sport on Christmas Day, Boxing Day, Christmas week, New Year, that whole Christmas week. Hence why I've got the nice Christmas jumper on. Can you all see that? Aldi's best jumper. Thought you'd like that. So, if you've got your pen and paper ready to go, 15 questions on sport around Christmas, and then tomorrow night we'll do the answers and a little bit of a chat about try and draw some of the nostalgia out, because a lot of these are quite nostalgic, and see how we go. So if you're ready, here's number one, and it starts off with a bit of football. Here we go. So in what decade did football stop being played on Christmas Day in England? So read that again. In which decade did football stop being played on Christmas Day in England? Now, we're looking for the main league fixtures. There may have been one or two that went into the next decade, but I'm looking for the answer of when did all of the fixtures stop, even though there may have been one or two games still the next year. That's what we're looking for. So what decade would that have been? Any ideas on that? Do you remember football being played on Christmas Day? That might give you a clue. Number two, which UK city has been the venue for the event sometimes billed as the best equestrian Christmas party, which has been held since 1907. So I'll read you that again. Which UK city has been the venue for the event sometimes billed as the best equestrian Christmas party? And it's been going since 1907. Any ideas on that? You've probably watched it at some point. It was really big on TV some years ago. It still appears on TV. Not quite as big maybe, but I'm sure you've watched it. That's number two. Number three, which two countries contested the first ever cricket test match played on Christmas Day 1951? Which two countries contested the first ever cricket test match to be played on Christmas Day, which was 1951? I know what you're thinking. That's ages ago. How will I know that? Well, maybe the clue could be Christmas Day, because that eliminates some countries straight away, doesn't it? Where would you have played a match on Christmas Day in cricket back in 1951? Number four, which famous British football manager's playing career was finished after sustaining a bad injury on Boxing Day 1962? I'll read that again. Which famous British football manager's playing career was finished after sustaining a bad injury on Boxing Day 1962? Any ideas on that one? Who that could have been? What manager? I'm sure you'll all know him. I'll give you the answer tomorrow. Number five, staying with football. Which former professional footballer and now sports pundit, known as Cammy, was born on Christmas Day 1957? Any ideas? What former professional footballer and sports pundit, known as Cammy, was born on Christmas Day back in 1957? Any ideas on that one? He's well known. A lot of people appreciate his pundit skills. He played at a lot of different teams, football teams. Give you a few clues there. Now, number six, horse racing. Which horse won the George VI Chase, Boxing Day 1986? Starting price 16-1, and it was the first of 4 victories he claimed in this race. I'll read it again. Which horse won the King George VI Chase, Boxing Day 1986? His starting price was 16-1, and it was his first of 4 victories in this race. Any particular horses jumping out at you, pardon the pun, from that era, the 80s, the mid-late 80s? Have a think about that one. Number 7. Back on Christmas Day, this one. Christmas Day in the US. Which sport takes centre stage with up to 5 games being shown throughout the day on TV? Christmas Day in the US. Which sport takes centre stage where you could have up to 5 games on TV? So I suppose you could just settle down, lay down with your box of celebrations, watching 5 games back to back. Or maybe not. I'm sure they don't do that. Number 8. Right, December the 26th. We're moving to Australia this time. December the 26th in Australia. Which sport would you say gets the whole nation's attention? So I'm going to give you a multiple choice on this one because I think it's a little bit hard. So the 26th of December, Boxing Day for us. Of course, it isn't Boxing Day in Australia though. What sport grabs the whole nation's attention? Would it be A, horse racing, B, cricket, or C, Australian rules football? I'll read that again. Would the answer be horse racing, B, cricket, or C, Australian rules football? One of those grips the nation, basically, on that day. Number 9. In which sport, so this is back in Britain, in which sport were Christmas Day derbies the norm or the standard up until the 1960s? In which sport were Christmas Day derbies the norm up until the 1960s? Any ideas on that one? What did people go to watch on Christmas Day? And they would like to see derbies. What was that sport? Number 10. On Boxing Day in the inaugural, that's the first, Premier season 92 to 93, a Chris Waddle inspired Sheffield Wednesday raced into a 3-0 first half lead over Manchester United. Sorry if you're a Man U fan. But which Manchester United player scored a late goal to seal a memorable draw? So we're going back to Boxing Day 1992. Sheffield Wednesday, through Chris Waddle, have raced into a 3-0 lead over Man United at half time. Man United have come back out into the second half, scored 2 goals, and there's been a late goal. But by who? Who scored that late goal for Man United? Which actually led them, didn't it, to the first Premier League title. That's number 10. Number 11. Which British athlete once said, "Train twice on Christmas Day, your competitors may only train once"? Which British athlete, and to give you a clue I should say, which former British athlete once said, "Train twice on Christmas Day, your competitors may only train once"? Who is it who said that? Any ideas? Number 12. Now, in late December, the world's strongest man has been a regular on TV since about the mid-70s. Which former Olympian won the title in 1983 and 1985? To give you a clue, it was British. So, in late December, the world's strongest man has been a regular on TV since the mid-70s. Which UK former Olympian won the title in 83 and 1985? It's going back a fair chunk of time now, but this individual's name is known through the generations, that's for sure. And I'm sure you've all watched World's Strongest Man. It was probably at its height, really, to mid-late 80s. Number 13. The Spangler Cup, spelled Spengler. The Spangler Cup is contested annually from December the 26th to December the 31st since 1923. But in what sport is this awarded? So remember the clue: Christmas Day, wintry sports, possibly. What sport would that be awarded to? And I'll give you another clue. It's in Switzerland. There's another clue. So the Spangler Cup is contested annually from the 26th of December to the 31st since 1923. What sport is it awarded in? So that's one to have a think about on number 13. Number 14. On December the 31st, New Year's Eve, the St. Sylvester Road Race takes place annually in which Latin American country? I'll give you a multiple choice on this one because it's quite hard. December the 31st, the St. Sylvester Road Race takes place, but in what Latin American country? Is it Chile, Argentina, or Brazil? Chile, Argentina, or is it Brazil? And that leads you to your final sport and Christmas question. And here we have it. I think you'll like this one. In which Christmas Day race, this is in Britain by the way, in which Christmas Day race is the Peter Pan Cup presented? I know it sounds a bit bizarre, doesn't it? The Peter Pan Cup. I'll read it again. In which Christmas Day race is the Peter Pan Cup presented? So that gives you your full list now of sport at Christmas questions, all 15 of them. I bet it's got you thinking a bit. Hopefully you've got some good answers. I'm sure you're going to go and Google a lot of them right now. Tomorrow night I'll come with the answers, and I'll also bring some bit of an explanation where we can to get those memories flowing as well. So in the meantime, happy Christmas, and I'll see you again tomorrow evening. Bye bye for now.